coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
It's time for some hoops at the home of the New York Knicks. We're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. The New York Knicks come into this one after a win against the Magic in Orlando. And that result, guys, was a real shock. It was just about as complete a... Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for the Heat. Goodwin comes in for Goran Dragic. On the floor for Miami, Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. D-Wade out there with Goodwin, and it's Stoudemire in at the 5 down low.
Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fans.
Here's Roten. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on Freak. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys who've been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
And you know, Kevin, what's worse is the Knicks were 5-21 at home against the East. No matter how you slice that up, the Knicks had a season that everybody would like to forget in New York.
And the Knicks making a change here. Thomas is checked in.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pistons in Detroit.
And really lucky that they weren't blown out in that game, because I just thought the effort was lacking.
They just couldn't hit on anything that worked for them, no matter what approach they used.
Just 4 to shoot. Goodwin kicks to Johnson. Stolen by O'Quinn. Pass to Calderon. Roten dishes to Calderon. From downtown, it's hauled in by Goodwin. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Johnson sets the screen for Goodwin. Williams with the block, and they get it back. Calderon against Richardson. Off the screen. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Goodwin. 41 seconds left in the first. Johnson right side. Taken away by Williams. And now the Knicks on the break. Thomas is running. He dishes it to Roten. Outside Williams. From beyond the arc. And Winslow pulls it down. Miami trailing. There's the pass to Goodwin. Stoudemire in the post. Working on O'Quinn. Here's Goodwin. Back to Johnson. Shoots over Roten. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Goodwin. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
That's an easy. We call those bunnies. That's what they need.
Here's Roten. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Heat lead by 1. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help. Good look for New York. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. And it's Tony Roten in for Jose Calderon. The Heat also changing it up. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. And Goodwin subbed in for Goran Dragic. On the floor for Miami, Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. Chris Bosh is out there with Stoudemire. And it's Goodwin in at the 1 spot.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
The Heat trail by 11. Now here's Goodwin.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Bosh, the screen. Goodwin passes to Bosh. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
And, Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
Thomas checked in for Carmelo Anthony. Then for the Heat, Johnson comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Roten. Hands it from downtown. Roten's got his 3rd basket of the night.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
Goodwin kicks to Stoudemire. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Now here's Roten, defended by Goodwin. Aflalo goes in. Kicks it to Roten. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in. Roten's got the lead up to 12 now for New York.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Hey, guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone. And I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
Goodwin dishes to Richardson. And stolen by Aflalo. Here's Roten. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at the Heat. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place. And, of course, the Knicks, down 4 spots from them.
And I think for the Knicks, they look ready to make all their fans forget about last season's horrible showing. They've already picked up some impressive victories.
Greg, this is a much improved squad. I mean, I don't know where they'll end up in the standings, but they'll be better than a year ago.
The Heat making a switch here. Winslow's checked in. Johnson. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for 1 more.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball moving out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists. And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Goodwin kicks to Richardson. Goodwin with it. Dishes to Stoudemire. Just 5 to shoot. Winslow. Misses the deep 3-point attempt. And we finished 1 half of basketball. New York ahead, leading by 14. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Carmelo, what allowed you to function so well offensively?
We got vets. We got guys that know how to play basketball. We come together as a team. We're doing that, and we're just trying to take it one day at a time. That's it.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break.
Okay, everybody, pay attention. We definitely got some stuff to go over from the first half. We're not going to let this game get away from us. We were careless with the ball in that half, and that's putting it...
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a Jose Calderon, who's checked in for New York. And Miami with a change here, too. Goodwin's checked in for Goran Dragic. We've got Robin Lopez, Tony Roten out there with Calderon. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in at the 4 shot. That's the 5 for New York right now. The shot's good from Lopez.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Passes it to Dang.
Sticking too much.
Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Dang's got 8 points.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Now here's Roten. He's covered closely. Anthony against Dang. Off the pick. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. 14 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high... expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
Now, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Roten, the pass to Calderon. Lopez kicks to Anthony. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And Dang, here we go. And he gets it to go. Dang's got 4 points this quarter.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
It's stolen by Dang. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Now, here's Goodwin. He's covered by Roten.
Move the ball.
Outside Bosch.
Too much.
He feeds it to Goodwin. 3-pointer. And he gets the bucket. Goodwin's got his first 3 points of the game.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
And let's review some numbers for Whiteside. 13th in blocks, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And, you know, you try to muscle up shots against him, and it's tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. And Thomas subbed in for Anthony.
And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big three were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
Roten kicks to O'Quinn. New York, no good that time either. The Heat trail by 14. Goodwin with it. Now Thomas defending. Goodwin dishes to Johnson. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
No coverage that time. Calderon's got 7 points. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now here's Goodwin. He's covered by Roten. Here's Johnson. It's hauled in by Thomas.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Here's Roten. Not really his range, and it's off target.
I cannot understand why he keeps jacking up these threes. This is not what the fans came to see.
Winslow kicks to Goodwin. Stoudemire, the screen. The feed now to Wade. Clock at 6. The Heat need to get a shot off. It's stolen by Calderon. Here's Roten, and it's blocked.
Move it.
And here's Winslow. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. With 2 seconds left. The Heat have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. No good on that one.
Are we playing with my sliders? Don't touch my sliders.
And he sinks the second.
Only way I'm gonna miss. Cheating.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Knicks lead by 13. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. There's 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter. On the court for the Heat, Goodwin in at point guard. Johnson is out there with Winslow. Then there's Chris Bosh, and it's Richardson in at the 2 spot. Now here's Goodwin. He's covered by Roten. Goodwin kicks to Bosh. Taken away by Williams. So no problem for New York as they get the...
Jose, obviously.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. He's jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
We've seen so many performances like that over the course of Carmelo Anthony's career that we've gotten spoiled. But we shouldn't fail to appreciate what he has been able to do tonight. He was spectacular. When he doesn't try to do too much, Carmelo Anthony is absolutely lethal. And he had it going tonight.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K.
Word alive, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah. Smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, it's stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, It was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me, announce my name on the loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot, And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go! Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the U.S. of A., the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You can see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.
LeBron James. What more can you say about the guy that hasn't already been said? He can play anywhere on the court, and he gets it done on both ends like nobody else in the league. If we can't slow him down, this game could get out of hand real quick. It's going to be one of the biggest tests of the season for me, that's for sure. Time to step up.
The Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Miami Heat come into tonight's game after losing earlier. The whole new group out there. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for Smith, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Iman Shumpert. Then it's Jefferson, then it's Mozgov, and it's James in at the power forward position. Shot clock at 2. That's good. Dellavedova's got his first basket.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit, the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said.
Thank you.
And, you know, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
LeBron with the bucket.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity and then, boom, right to the rack.
Now, here's Goodwin. He's guarded closer. Here's Stoudemire. No good with the layup.
And really, they showed up in force, even as the Heat fell to the back of the pack. The Heat only 20-21 last year at American Airlines Arena, but the fans love them all the same.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Goodwin with it, now guarded by Shumpert. Goodwin kicks to Richardson. There's the feed to Goodwin. 44 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Johnson can't get it to go.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Some nice passing by Cleveland here. LeBron can't get it to go.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Johnson sets the screen for Goodwin. To the paint. Here's Stoudemire. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Stoudemire's got his first bucket of the night.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, you'd like to see that every time down the floor.
James kicks to Dellavedova. Plays it up and banks it in. Dellavedova's got his second basket. Johnson. No luck. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat lead by 7. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case in the landscape that we find ourselves in. But, you know, there's something to be said for developing all 4 years in college when that's the best route for an individual player. Nowadays, I think, unfairly so, there's a ton of pressure on young guys sometimes to leave prematurely. We'll see if Freak's decision pays off for him long term.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. Jefferson is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Thompson in at the center position. Here's our 2K leaderboard with the list of the teams that have been on fire from beyond the arc over the past month. Second, the Cavaliers.
I tell you what, when you have a month like this, the way they've been shooting it, you feel like the basket is 3 times as big as normal. I mean, it's hard to maintain this level of productivity, but we'll see if they can make it happen.
Thompson, a screen on Wade. Smith on the wing. Inside, here's Thompson. Outside Jefferson. It's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Pass to Dang. Whiteside, a screen on Love. The Heat need to get a shot off. And it's Whiteside, that time on the assist by Goodwin. Whiteside's got the lead up to 9 now for the Heat.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
And so that's the end of the first half. Heat out front, up by 12. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, I'm with Eric Spoelstra, and obviously, Coach, some great work tonight on the defensive side of the ball. How does the team's defense play into your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the 2-point line as best as we can.
Eric, thank you. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Okay, fellas, nice job sticking to the plan in the first half. Now let's widen the gap and get these fans even more fired up. I like the number of assists we've racked up. That says a lot about the way we've been running our offense, and there's no reason we can't get more. Keep finding the open man. I do like that we limited our turnovers. We weren't careless with the ball or making
Welcome back.